Hi, I'm Nigel Smith, and we're here in Toronto at the Toronto International Film Festival 2022 in the EW and People Studio, and we're here with the amazing cast of My Policeman, which had its world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival last night. So how was the reception for the movie? How did the audience take it based on the applause? And I'm sure the Harry of it all must have been a bit overwhelming.
Well, it definitely felt like a very warm response. We were backstage, but yes, it was nice to hear the crowd roar, but I've never heard a crowd roar like that outside on the red carpet.
Wow.
You know, for Harry. So that was quite a phenomenon.
I'm sure it was for you.
No.
And yeah, for all of you.
Well, I played the Princess of Wales Theatre about 14 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So, it was very special to be back here for our world premiere. Yeah.
In a very different capacity, I imagine.
Yeah. But it was kind of like a comfort blanket. You didn't feel quite as nervous.
Did you go backstage?
Yeah.
I did too, to the back of the...
Yeah, the dressing room, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, Toronto.
I played there as well.
Oh, really? That's amazing. Toronto's unique in that respect.
It's great. It's lovely, Toronto. I've been working here all summer, actually. It's a very nice place to work, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I went to Niagara when I was here. We did the husky dogs and all that, yeah.
So when you first came across the screenplay for this fantastic film, what really spoke to you about the moving story and the story it tells?
I think what excited me was I'm always drawn to stories that are full of complexity, and the triangle, these three individuals, and the friendship and love that they have, and the secrets that they then keep, makes for one joyous thing as an actor to explore.
Yeah, and also the film deals with these two timelines, so you're dealing with the big movement of a lifetime. And I love films that manage to capture that sense of a long period of time. And in this film, you're dealing with the heartache and the heartbreak of, you know, what happens in the 1950s, and then you see the sort of aftermath of it in the 1990s. And it's lovely when a film can deal with that much scope of time, you know.
Yeah.
So we share these roles, which is another interesting part of the whole process, you know, doubling up, me being the older Harry and Rupert and David and Gina and Emma, and it was it's very nice to sort of be part of an ensemble piece like that. And Michael, our director, really helped guide us to be an ensemble, I think, because we did this in the middle of COVID where we couldn't hang out too much. So, yeah, it was a great process, the whole thing.
About seeing the finished product, given the different timelines, as you mentioned, what was that like to see the two stories sync up in that way? Because I must have felt that you were shooting two separate films, in a sense.
It's fascinating, actually, because Michael was director Michael Grandage was an extremely good conduit, and so he was the person who helped us link, if you like. Also, we had a very brilliant team. Our costume designer was very good about bringing a kind of ghost, if you like, of what the young people would have wore and how that has developed throughout the decades. So there were lots of links that we were helped with from different members of the crew, and particularly Michael. But it was really good to see and watch. And we also had a lot of reference material over a collective Zoom conversation once that Michael took us through, and that helped too.
Same question for, I guess, you all.
Well, I've been seeing it. I was just really proud to be part of it. Very, very proud of Michael's work, because it's quite a thing to orchestrate and put all that together. And I feel it's a very, like David said, it's a complex film, it's a delicate film, and it's a very intimate film. And I think hopefully an audience today will maybe walk away with a lot of conversation afterwards and feel lucky that they weren't around in the 1950s and can live a freer life now, but also that, you know, learn to maybe love more freely and not waste the time that you have. And there's a lot of layers to the film. So I like being involved in things that have that kind of depth, and you never know how a film's going to turn out. And I was very proud of the end result.
Did you all link up with either your older counterparts or your younger counterparts in the film to shape your performances and make sure that they both synced up in a way?
We, because we shot it in 2021, so we were having to be in separate bubbles. So we didn't follow what I guess we would ordinarily do. So we because they shot the 1950s stuff first, we were allowed to see if each of the older counterparts could see 3 or 4 scenes of the younger counterparts, which was very helpful.
Did you find that helpful as well?
Yeah, me and Harry had a little conversation. He said, what leg are you going to limp on? And that kind of thing. You know, we could come up with... But in the end, Michael made this really great point that you're not really the same person 30, 40 years later. So there was kind of a license and a freedom to say, well, I'm echoing the younger man, but I don't have to mimic or mirror the younger man. So there was freedom with it. So I watched Harry's stuff, and what I love about him as a person and his performance is just very honest. Mm-hmm. It's very, very transparent, and so I just wanted to sort of be that way, but with the repression and the secret and the heartache that he's been holding. But you two had a great conversation, didn't you? You hit it off big time, didn't you?
Oh, well, I always wanted to grow up to be Rupert.
Who doesn't?
You will. I'm sure you will.
Yeah, when I found out that I was going to be sharing a character with Rupert, yeah.
We were both thrilled, and it was nice to chat on the telephone about it before. We never all got to meet, really.
No, this is the first time all
Yeah.
6 of us have had time to spend
Proper
together.
time,
Wow,
yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, David, I have to ask you, when in the production of this film or the rehearsal process, I don't know if there was one, were you able to put aside Harry the pop star and just take him in as a fellow actor on set, or did that not even occur to you?
Well, it did originally because of COVID, we had to do our kind of meet and greet on Zoom. And the day Michael says you're going to be meeting Harry Styles on on Zoom, yeah, that's you think how strange is life. But yeah, very quickly you have to get rid of any kind of notion of what you knew of the musician before, and just deal with him as a fellow actor. And he makes that incredibly easy to do. He's incredibly down to earth. He's a good northern lad like myself, so we hit it off really well. And Michael we had the luxury of a 3-week rehearsal process in order to build on that friendship and chemistry between Harry, Emma and myself. So we were lucky because of Michael to have that. Bless you.
The intimate scenes in the film are beautiful, and they really propel the story forward, and they're necessary for the film. But in terms of the shooting of that, how did you develop that trust with Harry, and how did the director work with you for you both to achieve that trust?
I think Michael was wonderful in that respect. He created a space that was full of nothing but support, and it was a very collaborative process, and brought on this wonderful intimacy coordinator, and the 4 of us kind of explored what we wanted those scenes to be together, so that at all times we all felt a lot of trust and support during the process. And me and Harry also promised each other that we'd always look out for each other during it, so that we both felt always supported and comfortable. And actually, I can't emphasize the importance of an intimacy coordinator and the impact that brings to a set. You might think that it would make people feel restrained in what they do, but you actually gain a freedom, I think, because everybody feels very comfortable and respected in what they're making.
Can any of you just speak to the importance of relaying this story? The fact that this only occurred in the 1950s is, hard to fathom, especially in today's age. Just, teaching the youth and reminding them exactly how far we have come.
Rupert, you've got to take that
Yeah.
one.
You're good at this one.
No, I think this is your domain.
I think it's a great story, and things have changed a lot, and it's that we can feel great about and proud of, I think.
Great. Well, thank you so much. And, sorry.
No,
Did you want to say
no,
something?
no.
Okay. Well, see My Policeman. It's going to be on Amazon and in theaters very shortly. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.